indoor dining, it's gyms, non-essential businesses, which Mayor Bill de Blasio said he expects some sort of action to be taken on sometime. But not only is Main Street hurting, of course, we're hearing today that Wall Street is not doing much better, because we're hearing that the solution now is actually cutting jobs. When some of the bigger banks, they had been able to keep their employees, now they actually have to cut jobs. Goldman Sachs, they began actually a second round of these firings. Now, in the earlier days of the pandemic, the banks swore that they would not fire workers or lay them off. But as the pandemic dragged on, banks have had to go back to their old playbooks and cut some people from the team, unfortunately. But for New York City, of course, this goes from bad to worse. You know, the two most important things here have been people getting back to work, for school, and using transportation there.
We talked about this yesterday, and that continues to be a major issue. The MTA is in dire need of money. It's not getting it from the federal government, and now it has to make plans to cut spending tremendously. And in the most recent proposal, I think they said they're going to eliminate these unlimited monthly or weekly Metro cards, which would be very problematic for a large base of the city's workers who rely on that as their way to get to and from work. Work, by the way, that kind of has disappeared, at least in places like Midtown, where there aren't any office workers.
Right. I mean, it's important to note that about 59% of workers in Manhattan use public transportation versus 5% in the whole nation. So we'll have to see just how that shakes out and how people are able to navigate these changes.
Yeah.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.